up, House of Hope fam? Mr. Flavor King here, and welcome back to another edition of Cooking with Flavor KL. Today, I have an all-American superhero of a breakfast plan for you. I'm talking about those soft, over medium eggs, those fluffy pancakes, that thick challah bread French toast, and those crunchy, and I mean crunchy salmon croquettes. Man, this breakfast is gonna be so good, it's gonna make your tongue slap your brain. You got those pots? Now let's go. So these are my ingredients for the salmon croquettes. I'm gonna use some pink Himalayan salt, some black pepper, some garlic salt, a little bit of accent, Old Bay, and I have 4 cans of black top pink tuna. I'm gonna cut or use about half of this onion, half the bell pepper, two stalks of the scallions, some cornmeal, all-purpose flour, and 4 large eggs. I'm gonna use it's gonna be 1 egg per can, okay? That's general rule. When I come back, we're gonna dice up the onions and bell peppers. We're gonna pick our salmon, because you know, it have bones in it, got the bloodline in it. Take that skin off, drain the liquid 95%. So, you know, that's what we're gonna be working with. When I come back, all of that stuff will be taken care of. Okay guys, so listen. So this is my salmon. As you see, it has a lot of brine in it. I'm gonna pour that off. I'll reserve a little bit, but you're not gonna need all of that. So I'll pour this off. And then what you want to do then is you want to just dump your salmon out. And now in there, they're gonna have some bones. Some folk eat the bones. I don't eat the bones. I don't want to eat the skin. I just want all salmon. So I take that stuff off. I take that little bloodline off. You see that little gray area? I mean that little red area, the bloodline. I take all that off. Right here, you can see it has a little spine in there right there. I take all that off. Because I don't want those in there when I'm eating the salmon. I just want to have all of that meat. These smaller bones, they'll disintegrate in while you're cooking it, but I still try to get them all out. So you want to get all of that stuff off of there. Now some folk eat it with the bones in there and the skin and everything else. You know, if you like that, that's fine. You can do that, but I try to just get as much of that off as possible and go with the clean meat. Okay, and you know, once we come back, I'll do the other 4 cans and I'll dice up my vegetables and we'll be ready to start cooking. Okay, so we have our scallions, onions, and bell peppers all diced up. We're gonna add those to our salmon. We're also gonna add the 4 eggs. We're gonna add a ½ cup of flour and a 1/4 cup of flour and a ½ cup of cornmeal. Then we're gonna add our 4 eggs. Now we'll mix that up. Add in our cornmeal. And our flour. Oops. I'm adding in about half of each one of those. I eyeball it. You know, you want to get it to a nice kind of thick consistency, but not overly thick, okay? Yeah, some more corn flour, more cornmeal in there. Now, what that cornmeal does, that's some self-rising cornmeal, so that's gonna rise up some. But also that flour's in there to help keep it together. It helps when we form our patties so they don't fall apart. So, you know, that's the consistency you're looking for right there. You hear the moisture, but it's not overly moist, and that's about it right there. So now we're gonna add our seasoning. We got it to the right consistency. You know, there's gonna be seasoned to taste. So I'll say I'm doing about a half a teaspoon of each one of my seasonings. Half a teaspoon of black pepper, of garlic salt, of our Old Bay seasoning, of our accent. We won't put that much in there. And we'll do a pinch of our Himalayan sea salt. If you don't have Himalayan sea salt, you can use the regular iodized salt. Get those seasonings mixed in. You don't want no bland croquettes. You go in there with your grits. Okay, so that's gonna be good to go right now. So I'm gonna, okay, so we got our fire, we got our heat on about a medium high. And what you wanna do, I usually do a little tester. So, you know, I just take a little piece off, and just put it in there, see how the seasoning is on it. As you can see, we put it in there, it didn't crack up or fall apart. That lets us know we got the right amount of, the right mixture of cornmeal and flour. And we're gonna test that one out to make sure it's good, and then we'll keep frying. Okay, so now what you wanna do is, you know, I like mine golden brown, I like them crunchy. I like them a little probably past golden brown, but I like the crunch on it. I want it to still be done in the center. You wanna let these cook probably about 2 minutes per side. Where you can get the maximum crunch off it to cook through. So we're gonna let those cook, like I said, 2.5 minutes per side. Okay, so now that's about 2.5 minutes on that side. You wanna flip it over. And that's what you're looking for. You got a nice outer crust, and you let the other side cook for 2.5 minutes. We're gonna taste that one and see where our seasoning flavor is at, where our seasoning level is. And each person is gonna have a different flavor profile. So you gotta taste it and then keep seasoning. If it needs more pepper or more Old Bay or more salt, you do those to taste so you get the right flavor in it. And then that's gonna be cooked all the way through just like that. So another 2 minutes and this will be ready to taste it. Okay, so we got the taster out, we got our tester out. Hot. Nice golden brown, done throughout. Flavor's good, nice crunch. I think that's good. I'm gonna let my camera lady try that out. Try it out.
It's pretty good.
You saying that on the camera? Okay, so we're gonna put these in. Let's see, get your thing out there, Bruce. I'm probably gonna get about eight of these in the pan. All right, so we placed these in there, and I placed them in there clockwise, so I can remember, you know, which ones need to stay in there longer. So that's how I set up my pan. Now, I'm touching that, my hand not in the grease. I'm actually on the top of the uncooked portion of the croquette. So still not burning myself. But that's what we're looking for right there. Outstanding. Two 2.5 minutes per side. So keep an eye on it. I'm cooking on a medium-high heat. More closely to medium, but that's what you want to do. You want to keep your eyeballs on it and make sure you don't burn it. But I do want them a little past golden brown. Salmon croquettes are coming out of the grease right now. Nice golden, nice brown color on them. And it's gonna be some good eats. Now you can eat these with rice. You can eat them with grits. Get some biscuits. But I'm going with just the toast and grits and salmon coat and some eggs I'll make. Some toast. And that's it. Guys, if you're new to my channel and you like the content that you saw, go ahead and like, subscribe, share these videos so everybody can taste the Cooking with Flavor experience. Man, look, I'm not gonna tell you wrong. I promise you. Thanks for watching, thanks for your time, and don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? The comments and descriptions will be down in the below. All right? So let me know what you like with your croquettes.
How do we know when we're listening to someone who's an idiot juxtaposed to someone who has actually done the stuff they're teaching?
You definitely have a lot of people out there who are talking and talking and talking. So you can double check their work. If you're seeing that they are saying like the sky is blue, with all these other things are saying the sky is red, all right, you might need to start to follow somebody else most likely. So you can Google what is a stock, what is a REIT, what are some good stocks to invest in, what's an index fund, so on and so on. I always think that's the best place to start.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
The decisions that you make have to make sense toward the end goal. You have to be okay talking about yourself, selling yourself, being your brand, to expose what the gift is that God has put in you so that other people know about it. I knew that it was something that I wanted to offer to people who were also dreaming or trying to be entrepreneurs and things of that sort, who just didn't know how to get started.
A pat of butter in a saucepan on low heat. About to crack my one egg. Release it slowly into the pan. Now what you want to do right now is just watch your egg. You want to see the white start to form around there. If you get the brown around the edges, that means your pan is up too high. So you just basically lift it up off the heat so you can slow down that cooking. But right now, this is doing right what I needed to do. What you're gonna need, and this is gonna be a no flip egg white, okay? We're not gonna flip it because that's where all of the headaches come from when your yolk go and take a dive. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this cook all the way through, and then once we got it all white, we're gonna add a few tablespoons of water, lower the heat some more, cover it and let it steam, and then you'll get that white layer over the top. Then we'll hit it with some salt and pepper, and we'll be good to go. If you're looking for those perfect eggs, you gotta just make sure you watch your temperature. That's the big thing about the eggs. If you let them cook too long, they'll start turning brown, and they'll be overcooked. So right now, this would be about where you would be wanting to flip, but we're not gonna do that. What we'll do now is add a little salt and pepper. A little salt and pepper to the egg. And then we'll add a little teaspoon of water. A little bit of water so it can steam that top, okay? I'll cut that down a little bit more. The right top. And you can see that the egg white is starting to come up, that yolk is starting to rise up over it. And look, nobody's never gonna be able to tell you didn't flip this egg. You're gonna get that covering just like you would have gotten if you had flipped it over. So it's coming along good, just like it should. Now it's cooking that egg white in the middle, cooking that yolk, getting it's gonna have that perfect consistency. And when you cut it, it's gonna just ooze out over your toast or on your plate or however you like to eat it. But you can see that egg white is starting to crawl up over that egg yolk. You can lift it up off the heat. It's still enough heat and transferred heat on the pan that it's still cooking it, where you don't get the brown edges around your egg whites, okay? But it's cooking beautiful. Almost there. And as you can see, it's starting to cover up real nice. It's starting to get that little film over there. I think we got about 30 seconds. Okay, so we'll cut that off. Let it sit for about 20 more seconds. And this is done. Beautiful egg. You see it? That's a beautiful egg right there. Beautiful, beautiful egg. Yes. Y'all see that? The thing of beauty. Okay, guys, here's the moment of truth. Let's see if when we cut this egg, we get that nice run from the yolk. Oh my God, beautiful. You see it? That's butter. Yeah, that's it. That's the money shot right there. Oh yeah. We're cooking pancakes, my favorite breakfast treat. So what we have here, we're cooking from scratch. We don't want to get the bacon, we just add water and do it, you know. These homemade pancakes are going to give you so much flavor and they're going to be delicious. What we have here are dry ingredients. We have 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. We have 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 1/2 cups of buttermilk, 1 egg, and 2 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. So what we'll do is incorporate our dry ingredients first. So we have our all-purpose flour, baking soda and salt, and the sugar. And what we'll do, we'll combine all of that up. I know you can use a hand mixer if you want to, but you know what, my grandparents, your grandparents, I'm sure they used a whisk long before they had an electric mixer. So once that's incorporated, we'll add the buttermilk, the egg, minus the shells, and the 2 tablespoons of milk, and then we'll whisk that. Whisk that together. We'll do this until it's smooth, about a minute and a half. It'll be okay to have some lumps in it, but as you want it pretty smooth. All right, now that's your pancake batter right there. It's gonna probably yield you about 15 or 20 pancakes, depending on the size. But just some general regular size pancakes, probably get about 15 to 20 pancakes. When we come back, we'll put those on the grill and you'll see how they rise. Talk to you later. All right, so you get, like I said, your 1 scoop of pancake batter into your hot griddle. Hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear. It's a cooking process going on. Like I said, you get about a minute per side, minute and a half per side on a nice low, even temperature. Get a nice golden brown pancake. You know, you're talking about IHOP who? This is you cooking from home. Quality pancakes. Got my bacon in the oven. You guys didn't see that, but did that off screen. So as you see, it's starting to cook. You can see the bubbles will be indicator that the pancake is cooking on the other side, and those bubbles are releasing the air on the other side. Okay, right now we're at about 45 seconds on that side. Let's check it. See, it's not quite ready to flip yet. Like I said, another 30 more seconds. It'll be ready to flip. It'll release from the pan, and you have a nice golden brown pancake. I love pancakes. My favorite breakfast item. Don't worry if you get that splash off from the sides. Don't worry about that. It'll cook, it's still pancake. You take that out of there, that's all. Take it out, have your paper towel on hand, and just clean out the spatula. And there you go. It's all right. That's your high quality pancake right there. Nice and fluffy. While it's cooking on the other side, go ahead and slice your piece of butter. Have it on there. If you want to get special, you can soften up the butter, whip it, and then have it in the refrigerator. But I just had cold regular butter. So that's how that cooks. Just a little bit of time. Pancake cake done.
Cooking bacon.
Okay, great. Where's bacon come from, you know?
For pig.
From a pig, great. Pig there, okay. Great job. You're doing a great job putting that bacon on the pan. I bet it's gonna be delicious. One at a time, one piece at a time.
Okay.
Okay, pull that up. Great. You're doing a great job, Empress.
Just one more left.
Now we're gonna go around, we're gonna put all that on there. Yeah, keep going. And I'm telling you, your guests are gonna love them. They're gonna be delicious, okay? What we have over here, we got our bacon in the oven. We cooked that on 375 for about 25 minutes, or until it's crispy, however you like it. You know, some people like it crispy, some people like it a little undercooked, but that's our bacon. Short stack of pancakes. And there go your breakfast. Easy breakfast right now.
I have went through the trenches to understanding of dancing with darkness, to realizing that I had to be broken to be a light. Outside of the titles, outside of the responsibilities, what I owe God is everything. And so I speak from a solid foundation of knowing that I'm not my past circumstances, I'm not my past situations, I'm not my trauma, but I am who He's called me to be.
I work in the #1 cable news network in the #1 market in the nation, and I'm the only full-time African-American woman in my newsroom. Being inspired is really saying that at the end of the day, no matter what's happening in my world or around me, it's bigger than me.
I use challah bread. You can use brioche or Texas toast. Those are really the ones I would recommend if you're going to do French toast. Here we have a half a cup of Bailey's Irish cream and a half a cup of Kahlua, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 3 eggs, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and 1 teaspoon of almond extract, and a pinch of salt that's in there. So those are your ingredients that you'll need to make this French toast. So we're gonna crack the 3 eggs. Minus the shells. Once you got those in, we'll go ahead and whisk those up. If you don't want it to be slimy and eggy, you don't want that, but you know, you just want the egg to be on there to coat. If you don't have a whisk, you can use a fork or a spoon. Any of those things will work. Okay, so that's whisked up. We'll go ahead and add our heavy whipping cream. Our Kahlua and Bailey's. Cinnamon, vanilla. Almond extract. Whisk that up. And then we'll add our dry ingredients, the nutmeg, cinnamon, sugar, pinch of salt. I'm tell you, when you taste this French toast, man, you're gonna have a mouthgasm. It's gonna be so flavorful, so delicious. You're gonna taste all of that cinnamon, the Baileys and the Kahlua. The sugar's gonna put a nice little crispy coat on there. gonna be unbelievable. Like a restaurant quality French toast. Tipsy French toast. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit for about 5 minutes. I'll slice the bread. I like to have the bread about an inch to an inch and a quarter thick, so you can let it sit in that mixture and it can soak it up without really breaking the bread apart and being hard to handle. Now that mixture right there probably makes about 8 slices of French toast. So that'll probably be good for that. So we're gonna let that mixture sit for 5 minutes, and then we'll come back, soak our French toast, and hit it in the pan. Okay, so the mixture has set for about 5 minutes. You wanna soak the bread in the mixture. Make sure you coat both sides. You can leave it in there for a little while, let it absorb some of that mixture, because that's a real thick bread and it can handle that mixture. All right, let the excess run off, and we'll sit it in the pan, and we'll move over to our pan in a second. Man, the mixture smells real good. You can smell that Baileys and Kahlua. You can see all of the cinnamon and nutmeg and stuff in the mix. Those flavors are really showing up. All right, guys, I put about a half a teaspoon of olive oil in there, mixing in some butter, and I'm gonna grab my French toast, and we're gonna go ahead and get to cooking. So I've soaked the bread in our mixture, and then you cook that bread till it get a nice little toast on each side, about 2 minutes on each side, 2.5 minutes. That butter just gonna give it more flavor. Okay guys, this has been about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So we flip it over. You see, it got a nice little golden brown finish on that other side there. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. That's what we're looking for. We'll like I said, these are cooked 2.5 minutes on each side. Resist the urge to pat them down. Don't pat them, just leave them be, let them cook. Okay guys, the French toast is done. Right now, if you got a little sugar tooth, we can go ahead and top this with some confection sugar. Just to add a little bit more, little pizzazz to it. But there you go, there go your French toast. How you like it?
Oh yeah, this is good right here. This better. I recommend it to everybody. Everybody should try this.
There you go. Ooh, wow, fam, that looks fantastic. That's the perfect way to start your day. Is there any reason we should be wondering why the break fast is the most important meal of the day? Next time, just do what you do. But whatever you do, just make it with flavor. Peace.